Hello, everyone. Welcome back after a little hiatus. Of course, my wife texts me instantly as soon as we start recording. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I know Brian had the week off, so he was relaxed. He's probably watched nothing this whole week that he was off.
You'd be surprised.
We'll find out. We'll find out. But hope everyone's doing great. How are you doing, Brian? How was your vacation week?
It's good, Mark. Do you need to check that text from your wife?
No, I saw it. It was just her telling me how bad her day's going at work. So.
Oh, okay. I'm glad.
Both her doctors. One doctor, wife had a baby right after Thanksgiving, and the other doctor broke his hand during the week after Thanksgiving. So she's at the office right now, and there's no doctors at all. So she's having to field every person that's wanting to come in after.
Sounds like fun.
To make appointments, and there's no doctors to make appointments for. So
I got a wishbone stuck up my arse. What do I do?
Dentist office. So if they get that, they're calling the wrong place.
I got a chicken bone stuck in my throat. What do I do? I'm choking on my chicken.
That's a different doctor completely.
Marcus, my week was nice, relaxed. I'm itching to kind of go back to work. It was nice to be home for a full week. And I added some days because of Thanksgiving. But I'm ready to go back to work today. But Mark, I did watch a lot. I did catch up on some things. We're going to be talking about some trailers that dropped later on in the show.
Yes, there's a plethora of trailers that dropped.
Well, when you said plethora,
Crazy.
there's like 3.
There's more than that. I just don't think you see everything.
Well, we'll talk about the 3. But anyway, let's put a pin in that for later, Mark. Let's talk about, before we get into anything, you put together a trailer for the Gluten Free Markets.
Called a commercial, but yes.
It's an ad, it's advertisement. It's the same thing.
It's not a trailer.
I didn't say trailer. I said an ad.
Yes, you did. You said trailer.
Well, maybe because you were talking about trailers and the word trailer was just bouncing around my head.
Okay.
An ad, a commercial. With the magic of editing, you're going to put that right here so everybody can see it.
We'll see it right now. This winter, visit Connecticut's first gluten-free farmers market at 420 Summers Road in Ellington. The market will be open select Sundays from 10 a.m. to noon. A variety of local vendors selling produce, pet treats, plants, handmade products, and food items, as well as free activities from crafts to food demonstrations and local music artists. The market has something for everyone. For a list of dates and more information, scan the QR code on screen. We hope to see you at the next gluten-free farmers market at 420 Summers Road in Ellington. And there it was. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, it was a fun little video I just threw together for Stephanie for the farmers market that she's putting on. Went to the opening day of it. I didn't go yesterday. Yeah,
I'm going to be going to this Sundays. There's going to be another one this Sunday.
Yeah, I skipped yesterday's because it just, needed a weekend. So
yeah.
But yeah, the plan is to go this coming weekend and check it out.
Yeah, I'm actually picking up an item from someone that I actually prepaid for.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to get there early to get my hands on some Mama Max.
Yeah, you gotta get there super early.
Yeah. So I wonder how they did this Sunday.
I was gonna text Stephanie and find out. I didn't have a chance to do that yet, but I usually don't want to text her in the morning because I know she's busy baking. So
speaking of stuff, did ClipsCon happen?
Yes, happened the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I did not go because it was the Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, I didn't go. I just was wondering how it went.
Yeah, because I was at Mama Mac. I was at the farmers market that day, so I couldn't go. It was the same day. as the first farmers market. The
I
22nd.
thought no.
Yes, it was the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Wasn't that the same weekend?
No, because we recorded the next day, and we didn't.
So
it was.
I didn't go to either way.
It wasn't the weekend of Thanksgiving.
Either way, I didn't go.
All right, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Matt wasn't sure if he was going until last minute, and then he decided he was going. So I'd already made plans. Oh, that's when we got our Christmas tree. That's why. Yeah, that's why.
We played D&D.
We went fake this year for the first time.
Yeah, we go fake every year. It's so much cheaper.
We have the cat now, and the cat's a little butt and likes to jump on things. So my thought was I didn't want her climbing up the tree.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Last year we had a real tree, and towards the end of the thing, she started to come down after we adopted her. So she started to come down, and she was like looking at gnawing on the tree, and I was like, "Well, that's not cool. We can't have you doing that." So.
Yeah, it's best to have a fake tree with cats.
Yeah.
We put our tree up. I mean, we had D&D. We played D&D.
All your fault.
We played D&D the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And then I think on Sunday, we put our tree up and we did some decorating.
Yeah.
We're still kind of decorating this week.
Yeah.
It never ends. It's the holiday, you know.
Yeah, I was able to negotiate. Not really negotiate, but I think she felt sorry for me for how the year I'm having. Claire let me get an inflatable this year for the first time, so I have a holiday inflatable out front of the house.
You're putting in those feel bad for me points.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cashed in some feel bad for me points. Yeah, so I got a Grogu holding a candy cane outside the house.
Yes, pretty cool. I saw that.
Yeah. So.
Well, I want to say, but we're getting off track here. I was going to say, great job on.
Thank you. Yes.
I was going to say, good job. Well, I haven't even finished my sentence, and you're saying thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to say, good job on the advertisement. And it came out great. And Rocky, it was funny because he messaged me, and he's just like, "Where did this Mark announcer voice come from?" Which was funny.
Yeah, I told him, I said I pull it out every once in a while. It's not the easiest on my voice. It's why I don't use it often anymore. It's from back when we did the college radio. I used to use it a lot.
Yes.
And it kind of messes up your throat when you do it too many times because it's not like our normal way of talking. So yeah. So I was thinking about asking someone I know who does commercials to see if they could do it, but then I was like, screw it, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, came out great.
I had to write it, and then that was the whole thing, and time-wise it didn't work out. So, but
well, you got a lot of footage, so I'm sure you could have.
Well, I wanted to get it to her before yesterday's happened, so that way she had time to use it.
Right.
So
totally, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But came out great.
That person was able to get it back to me in time and the whole thing. So
yeah. I hate when you gotta rely on others. It's tough, especially around the holidays. People are busy.
Yeah. And I hate asking. I hate I don't want to say waste a favor on, right. I like to save the favors for bigger jobs.
Gotcha.
A freebie is not, So.
All right. Well,
it's fun. It was fun. It was fun being there the first day, and seeing Stephanie and Rocky give birth to this thing and seeing their reactions to it. Like, they didn't have any idea when I first got there at 9. They were still finishing up, setting up, and people were still coming in last minute to set up their booths and stuff. So Stephanie was all frantic and everything. And as we got closer to the doors opening, I looked out the front door and I started getting video and stuff. And I saw Stephanie. I'm like, there's a line outside. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, there's a line of people waiting outside to come in. And she was like, whoa. So yeah, it was pretty intense to see it all happen.
Yeah.
Because as we've done things and shows and stuff, it's crazy to see you see people decide to start something, like Scott when he did his show and stuff like that, and then see it actually happen and people actually show up.
Yeah.
Oh wow, people actually do want to do this thing
it's exciting when you have a line, I'll tell you that much. It gets the adrenaline going.
Yeah. And then I started I tried not to be the producer guy that comes out of me every once in a while. And then she was like getting frantic about certain people showing up.
Once in a while, Mark.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
I've learned through having a wife that my opinion is not as wanted as I thought it was. So I've learned to not throw it out as often as I usually would like to. So
anyway,
I know. I've learned. All right. I've learned. I've grown, as they say. But
marriage will do that to you.
yes, it'll correct you quickly. And often. But no, I was said to her, I'm like, well, from doing the shows with Matt and you and Scott and all that, like table setup and how like flow of things, it's like you might want to try this and you might want to try that. And so
yeah. It was a good show, and I hope they did
great
this past Sunday. And
I'm assuming they did, because everyone I heard, like my sister-in-law said she went, and she said it was they got more stuff. So
cool.
I'm assuming it went pretty well, but I'll find out more. But yeah, I think the next one, like you said, is this coming Sunday.
This Sunday.
Yeah, like I said, I went through the video so many times I can't remember half the stuff that's in it.
Gotcha.
And the dates weren't like the things we wanted to focus on, because then you can't use it if past that date.
Right.
So I was very general about it.
It's best to be that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Try to keep it evergreen, as the kids say.
Right. So Marcus, before we get into all the stuff I did watch, how was your week, your 2 weeks? Anything worth of note you want to talk about before?
I got Apple TV Plus back. So I started in on Mythic Quest season 3.
So did I. I love it.
Yes.
I'm not caught up. I am 1 episode behind, but
I don't know. I think I'm like 3 or 4 in. I'm not that far in yet.
Okay, so I might be 1 ahead of you.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the season. I like where it's going. I like how now you have 2 competing. You have, I don't know how far you got, but they're going to be making a movie of Mythic Quest.
Yeah.
And then
Joe Manganiello episode was the last one I watched.
Me too. I watched that this morning.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where I'm at. So
yeah, that was a great episode. I love that show immensely. So I'm watching it week to week.
Yeah. I did see in that, while watching that, I did see that Bill Lawrence is doing a show for Apple TV Plus now.
Yeah, it's called Ted.
No, it's like a different show.
Yes, there's another show he's
Jason Segel, isn't it?
It's going to be coming out next year, I think.
Yeah, which looked interesting.
I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's
funnier. Different show on? Is he doing a different show on there?
Yeah, he does Ted.
Oh, I know that was on there.
With
Ted Lasso. Yeah.
Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant Led Bear. I was like, he does that show. That makes no sense. But yes, Ted Lasso. I didn't know he produced that. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'm interested to see that as well. But I watched that, and then besides that, just it's been was busy with the holiday, so I didn't really watch a lot because I was helping Claire with all the baking and cooking and all that stuff. But this past week it was kind of busy at work, so I didn't really do much either. I'm trying to think of things I watched. I can't even remember now. I finished Andor. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was good.
I can't wait to talk to you about it once you watch it.
When I ever get to it.
When you ever get to it.
Well, you got to see our touch
I rewatched Willow, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Before I started getting into the show.
Did you start the show?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay, that's something it slipped my mind. I got to get to it. How was the first 2 episodes?
Amazing.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, for people who don't know Willow.
Well, the movie's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus, but I know there's a lot of people who don't know what Willow is, because it was a very niche thing to be into.
Oh, I love that movie. Val Kilmer was amazing.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I watched it back and I'm like, oh, what a loss, that Val Kilmer situation.
He's still alive.
No, but just the whole voice thing and everything and all that. It's depressing. But no, it was really well done and it was really good. And the pig thing, I totally forgot about the pig thing. and how that tweaked me out when I was a kid.
The pig thing. Oh, in the movie?
Yes, in the movie, yeah.
I'm going to rewatch the movie myself before I start the series.
Yes, it's worth it. It's worth it because it's been a while. Although they do a very good job at the very first episode of going through the whole movie for you.
Oh, really?
So that way you're caught up. So you don't have to you don't technically have to watch the 2 hour and 7 minute long movie. But it's fun too because it's a blast from the past and it's cool to see, the whole thing.
Mm.
It has one of the first CGI scenes in it. From watching the Lucas Films documentary.
Yeah, it's a Lucas film.
George Lucas wrote it and produced it.
And someone else directed it?
Yeah. He wrote the story and then someone else did the screenplay and everything, but it was his idea. And Ron Howard directed it.
Yeah, that's what I knew that Ron Howard directed. Yeah, okay.
But no, there's a scene in there where there's a person's shape changes. And that was one of the first that was the very first thing anyone did with CGI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Lucasfilms did that. Yeah,
that's awesome. You know what? I do want to. That's a show I want to hop in and kind of be part of the conversation.
Yeah, like I was saying. Sorry, like I was saying, it was Willow is like a less dark and violent Witcher. Like Witcher for the whole family.
It's more fantasy. But
it's very much fantasy. In that vein of Witcher. It's very much in that style of look to it.
It's like Lord of the Rings, like The Hobbit.
No. It's got no, it's not the same thing.
No.
I'd say it more looks the style of the video look of it is more Witcher than it is Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha.
Lord of the Rings is more seems like more saturated and whimsical looking, whereas Witcher is more down to earth, gritty looking.
Gotcha.
And this has that same look to it. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna hop on.
It's worth it though. I'm only 2 episodes in, and it's got the same humor of Willow and everything. So
yeah, I'm excited to get into that.
Claire and I over the weekend watched Spirited.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I did not expect it to be so musical.
Well, the commercial does say it's a musical. There's a lot of singing.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was as musical as what it was.
Yeah.
But it's really well done. And Will Ferrell is amazing. And Ryan Reynolds is really good in it. And them together is just fantastic.
Were the songs good?
Yeah. Yeah. There was one, and Claire's already started using it. Good afternoon. And when you watch the movie, you'll understand what that means.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
I'm not going to ruin it for anybody.
I have been waiting to kind of watch Christmas movies until the actual start of the month. And I have to watch the Guardians Christmas.
I watched that movie too. That was amazing.
Yeah, I got to watch that this week. I mean, I have now till Christmas to watch all this Christmassy stuff. I did start my Christmas movie watching. I watched on Sunday, I watched the sequel to A Christmas Story, Christmas, which was cool to watch. I enjoyed it.
I don't know. I saw the thing for that on HBO Max, and I'm like, I don't know. Look good.
It wasn't bad. It was enjoyable.
It looks very low budget.
Oh, I mean, just like the original movie, there wasn't a big budget.
But I mean, it just looks not like.
It's basically kind of a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable, and then I rewatched 8-Bit Christmas, which I loved. I watched it last year on HBO Max. I watched it again this year. I really, it's actually probably one of my new favorite Christmas movies. So yeah, I gotta watch Guardians, and I'll watch Spirited in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. And there's some guest actors in Spirited that you don't know about.
Yeah.
Because they didn't promote them. And the person who plays the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, you're gonna enjoy immensely.
All right, don't tell me anything.
Not telling you anything.
Don't tell me.
You have to watch it. so now I can talk to you about it because it's right in our wheelhouse. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right,
It's very funny.
Man, I got a lot on my plate, and it was so nice to have a week off because Allison and myself, we got into Severance. We both over the moon. Probably my personal favorite show I've seen in the last couple of years. Like unbelievably, highly recommend to anybody. I loved it so much. I can't wait for the sequel. Every day, Allison's going, "We're season 2." I'm like, "It's coming." She's like, "Let's just rewatch the first season again." It was just so good. And then we watched season 3 of The Boys, which, oh my God.
Oh boy.
It was good. It was really good.
I've been waiting for you to get around to this because this was the show that you were all hyped up about during the summertime. You're like, "Oh, I can't wait to see how they pull off this."
It was interesting. They
pulled off some very interesting things.
I liked how they pulled it off. I was kind of hoping for something different, but overall, I think it was well done.
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering what they're going to do for season 4 because now, spoilers, we know that Billy, the butcher, he doesn't have much time.
Yes.
On his side, so I'm wondering if they're going to wrap it up the next season,
or they'll come up with a cure for whatever he has.
You know, if you read the comics, you might not think that, Mark. So
well, I know, but comic books, as we found out through multiple shows, stories change when you find out there's an actor that's very popular and sells advertising and gets people to watch your show.
Well, I don't think this is a Walking Dead scenario.
No, but I'm just saying it's just along that line of it's very similar.
This movie is not selling merchandise. Because that may be getting people interested in the comics, but it's not Walking Dead. But like I thought they did an overall great job. They actually really remixed a lot of things. They brought in backstories. They kind of condensed a whole bunch of the middle section of that series. And they gave us some great backstory. I was another spoiler for people out there. I was kind of disappointed.
Anyone's been wanting to watch Boys, they've all watched it already, Brian. You're the last person that hasn't.
I think it's always polite to say, though.
I know, but you're probably like one of the last 3 people in the world that hasn't seen the season of Boys.
No, just Black Noir. I was kind of hoping he would have been the clone of Homelander.
Yeah,
I was kind of disappointed they built him up, and man, twist come and he fell hard. Yeah. I was kind of hoping he would have been the human shield as it would be for Homelander.
Yeah.
So they twisted it from the comics where Black Noir was Homelander's clone. Yeah. And you find that out later on to now Homelander actually being the son of Soldier Boy, which was not in the that is the change up.
They made it more worth something. The Soldier Boy story. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Black Noir thing, I wasn't depressed. Like didn't think it was a bad idea. Like it was a good idea because it connects the 2 stories together of Soldier Boy and Homelander.
Right.
And he kind of needed that. Like the fact that somebody knew inside Homelander's inner circle, but couldn't tell him,
Right. Yeah. He was very well done. He was pissed off that Black Noir knew the whole time. He never said anything. But that wasn't his job. He couldn't. Yeah. And it wasn't his job to. Anyway, he was working for a corporation. I love
the whole Black Noir story though was heartbreaking. Like the way they did it. Ugh. I remember when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is rough stuff."
Yeah, his was heartbreaking, but I almost thought
like using the cartoons to like talk for him and everything, and all the different.
Yeah. Oof. I like the flashback they did to what were they? The Korean War? Nicaragua. So in the graphic novel, they actually give you a whole issue about all that, which is I think it's well done. I think it's well worth reading the comic because you get more background. But it was well done. I didn't expect them to give us so much. Like almost like how did they cram in so much in only 9 episodes?
Yeah, they threw a lot in there.
Not one episode was wasted, I thought. I think The Boys is a great you look at it and you go, man, they don't waste, there's no filler. It's just giving you a whole bunch of great information. So
they even fill up some body parts that you weren't expecting to see filled up.
Yes. I
was waiting for your reaction to that when you said you were going to watch it. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what he says about the first episode of the season.
Well, there is a guy named Termite, and he turns small.
Yes.
And he goes inside a penis.
Yes.
And he starts massaging the inside, and the guy's getting off on.
Yeah.
And then he sneezes. And then
Ant-Man's up.
So that's what a lot of people were saying when Endgame came out was like, how come Ant-Man didn't just go up Thanos' butt and just blow him up, right? And The Boys did it. The Boys gave us that.
Yes, they did. Yeah. And that's why they didn't do it in Marvel.
Well, they're not going to do that in Marvel.
No, what I'm saying, but that's why.
That's not why. That's not why.
It's very graphic.
Yeah. So I mean, for The Boys season 3, awesome. Severance, my favorite show of the year.
What do you think of the Hero Gasm episode?
It was interesting because, like I said,
it wasn't anything like the comic book.
No, it was in the essence. They got the essence,
but it wasn't the actual story that the comic book went through.
No, I mean the twins were having this thing they have every year. The B-listers go there. That makes total sense because. I was like, how are they going to get Homelander? Because in the comic, they all go there. And they all the superheroes on the planet say, we have to go save Earth. So we have to go to space.
Yeah.
But really, they go to this island.
Yes.
And they just have debauchery for a whole week.
Yes.
They have sex. They do drugs. They do whatever they want to let off steam. This makes more sense for the story because why would Homelander be going? Why would any of the 7 be going?
Yes.
So it did make sense for the story. So in
the vein of the show, it makes more sense.
Yes, it did. Yeah. I mean, I think the writers of the show know the material. They honor the material, but it shows respect for the material at the same time, making it fresh and new for the series. And I think that's great. I think the people behind the show are doing a fantastic job. So man, what show? I like now we have to catch up on other things, but we watched The Boys.
You have to watch Andor. You have to watch so many shows.
We watched The Boys in like 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
It's a quick one. You could blow through it pretty quickly.
Severance, it took 3 days.
I still gotta watch that. That's on my list of shows.
We loved it. I loved it. It's fantastic.
I'm toying with the idea of rewatching through Parks and Rec, and then because what's his face is on that from Severance.
Who?
Adam Scott.
Oh, Adam Scott. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, you don't have to watch Parks and Rec.
No, but I'm just saying it kind of reminds me about it every time I see an ad for Severance. I'm like, oh god, I really want to watch Park and Rec again.
Oh, there you go. We are in season 3 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which Allison loved. We both love. We're addicted to Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That's my thing. Is Claire hates the sitcoms. Like I can't. She doesn't like them at all. So it's very tough to like. I have to like watch them when after she goes to bed and stuff, or when she's not around. So I have to like. She's not a fan.
She doesn't watch any sitcoms?
No, she hates them with a passion.
I don't like sitcoms with a laugh track.
That's her biggest pet peeve, but just sitcoms in general. She doesn't find them that funny.
She doesn't like The Office. She doesn't like Park and Rec. She doesn't like...
No, she likes The Simpsons.
Well, that's a sitcom.
Yeah, but she likes The Simpsons.
That's it. She just... Yes. Well, everybody's got their thing.
Everyone's got their.
I saw the trailer for that 90s show. I heard that laugh track and I was like, nope, nope, no, I can't do it. Like, sorry, I'm done with laugh tracks.
Yeah.
If a show comes out with a laugh track, I ain't watching.
2022. You don't need a laugh track.
No. And it looks so cringy. I didn't even laugh. I was just like, this just looks like the dollar knockoff of that 70s show. If I want to
cash in, it's just like a money grab. That's all it is.
If I want to watch the 70s show, I can watch it.
Like what's his face there? Kutcher had to, get one more thing in for Netflix because he did the ranch and then that got canceled. So,
yeah,
back in the 90s show.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
I was never a huge fan of the 70s show, so I'm not like over the moon to watch it.
Yeah, I loved the 70s show when it was on, and I wouldn't mind watching it
again. The laugh track, yeah, kind of,
See, I can watch old shows with laugh track. Like I love Seinfeld. I watch Seinfeld all the time.
Like MASH had it. That was like one of the first ones.
Yeah, but MASH got rid of it. Remember, we talked.
I did halfway through. Yeah. But it was a CBS thing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the only show I could watch with a laugh track is Seinfeld. I don't even know it's there anymore because I've seen episodes so many times.
But it sounds like it depends on if it's actually a laugh track or if it's a live studio audience thing. Then they like try to pawn off that way, like, filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Well, they are. So what happens is a lot of these shows are filmed in a live studio audience, but they do numerous takes. Then they record all the laughing, so they'll use the best laugh. So it is recorded and layered. So sometimes it sounds fake because they're using a laugh.
Yeah, that definitely isn't a laugh that or laughs that are way bigger than it should get.
Right.
And it's like, oh, come on.
I mean, I think The Big Bang Theory might have been the last show I watched with a laugh track. And I watched that week to week. And then when it ended, I have not been interested in any show with a laugh track at all.
Which I just started rewatching, actually. Big Bang Theory.
It's weird. I can't rewatch that show.
It's on HBO Max.
I know. I can't do it. I watch it. I see an episode on TBS, and I'm just kind of like, I've seen these episodes so many times. I just can't do it personally.
Yeah. Well, I like watching it like you were doing with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I started doing that at first. Seeing when they were on randomly, I'd watch them, but I can't do it that way. But when they're in order, I can watch them. I think it makes a difference because it's like you're not like out of story line,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was like a very big story in any of those, but they kind of had an overarching story.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to watch Big Bang Theory like on TBS, just like a comfort. I just would put it on for background noise.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think I've just seen it so many times.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. We should move on.
Yes.
I got 2 news items.
Okay.
And then we get into some trailer talk.
Okay.
So, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, holds off to be the #1 movie over 4 weeks in a row. 800 million. It's getting closer to 800 million. Now, we are like a week away from Avatar 2 opening, I think. I got my calendar. Avatar 2 opens up next Friday.
It does.
I don't know. It's so interesting how the conversation has changed around that film from people going like,
why?
Don't bet against James Cameron to, well, the trailers haven't been that great. What is this movie about? I don't really know if it's going to do that well. It's so funny how now people are I feel like the movie will do well because it's going to be the holiday season. People are on break. It's going to be the big blockbuster. But if the movie comes out and the word on the street is like, it's okay, it's good, I don't really see it breaking even because I think James Cameron himself said it has to make $2 billion to break even. $2 billion. That means it has to join the billion club, which is a very hard feat to do. I don't know. I'm really interested to follow Avatar 2 and see where this goes. I would bet money that Wakanda, since Wakanda has been #1 for 4 weeks in a row, that Wakanda would overall make more money than Avatar 2. I would place money on that. I don't know, man. Just I don't hear the excitement about Avatar 2 at all. And I know our group is not really into Avatar, so I know I'm in a bubble. But overall, I'm not really seeing the hype when it comes to online chatter or anything. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, what do you think, Mark?
I've watched the trailers to kind of gauge what I think is going to happen with this movie. Like, not like the story, but like actual, like in general, what's going to happen with this movie. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like for me, Zoe Saldana's like voice timbre, whatever she does with her voice for this movie, just in the trailers alone, is like so grating and so annoying to me that I don't think I can get through it to watch this movie.
I don't even know what you're talking about because I don't even know what's going on in the trailers.
Well, she's the opposite of Sam Worthington.
Yeah, I know who their character is. Well,
So
I don't know
when she
who
talks in the trailer, and she's like, our people, and like this, and she goes over and says it and keeps like, it's just whatever timbre she's using to like put an accent on it for her character. It like, I think it's because I remember it from the first movie and I thought it was annoying then. It's annoying now, and I just don't like it. That's what bothers me. So like, I don't like this movie. And I just, there's no, like you were saying, I don't understand. I understand what the story is, but it doesn't, to me, I haven't gotten to the point where it's like, I need to see this to see how this turns out.
it looks
It's
like.
just like, it seems like a rehash of the same thing as we had from the first movie. Just now they're in water.
3 hours long.
Yeah. And now it's like the humans land on this planet and try to take over the land in the first movie. And so the people who were on land escaped into the ocean, and the humans just followed them.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now they try to take over the ocean. And so now it's the Na'vi, whatever, I think that's their name, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know this because of the ride from Disney World. The names. So the Na'vi found some other group of aliens that's from that planet. And Sam Worthington is brought back off the scrap heap to be in this movie. And now they're fighting against the humans again to keep them out of the ocean.
And then we have one more movie after that.
Like, what's the next 3 movies going to be? Like, are they now going to move into the air and they're going to try to take them in the air?
So
after that, they're going to try to take them back on land again.
Maybe. So Mark, it's interesting.
And then like the aliens find a way to get on ships and go to Earth.
Well, they're not aliens. Don't forget. They go into another dimension. Really, they're not aliens.
They're on a different planet.
Yeah, but don't they get locked in?
No, the Avatar thing was they like had Sam Worthington's character in the first movie was paralyzed.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be his brother was supposed to be the person to go on this mission to this planet, but his brother gets killed in a car accident.
You know more about this movie than me.
Well, because I pay attention and I have a weird memory of movies that I've seen.
You pay attention.
Yes, I remember things as opposed to you. But I remember from the story. I also read up on this beforehand so we can talk about it. Sam Worthington's character has a twin brother. And the twin brother dies in a car accident or some accident, and he dies before he gets sent on this mission. So they recruit Sam Worthington to take his place because they've already used his DNA to connect to the Avatar. And the only person that could still use that Avatar is Sam Worthington's character. So that's how he got brought into the first movie.
Gotcha. All right. So anyway, so
they go to it's a whole nother planet that the humans are landing on.
Gotcha.
They're going to go to this planet to mine its resources to use on Earth.
Gotcha.
And it's supposed to be a story about the overarching James Cameron thing was how we're destroying our planet. And once we destroy our planet, our mission is going to then be to go destroy other planets or something.
Right.
That's what he's thinking,
Yeah. Well, so a couple weeks ago, we talked about, I was saying how James Cameron said there's 4 more movies.
Fact that like Disney just like perpetuates weird white men stories.
Well, this wasn't a
Star
Disney
Wars,
movie.
And yes, it is.
Yeah, it was a Fox movie before Disney.
Yeah, but now Disney owns Fox, so it's a Disney movie.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying,
Yes.
these movies in production was a Fox 20th Century Fox movies prior.
Yes, but Disney could have squashed it if they wanted to. But
no,
they actually
you don't squash James Cameron.
But they also have theme park. They also have a whole theme park in there.
Nobody's gonna squash
down
James
there,
Cameron. I hate
Florida,
to break it to you.
all
He's not
like,
all right. Well, hold on. Listen. So there's an update to what I said a couple weeks ago. We talked about how James Cameron originally idea was to be 5 movies. There's 4.
Yes.
There's 2 already done,
Yes.
and 4 and 5 would be done afterwards. In the same interview, I think it was Vanity Fair or what have you, where he mentioned how this movie has to make $2 billion to break even.
Yes.
$2 billion. He also stated that after, because 2 and 3 are done in the can.
Yeah, because they shut
back
them
to back
consecutively. Yes.
So he said that after the 3rd movie, if the reception has gone down, he will scrap 4 and 5, and 3 would be the ending. But because it's interesting how he changed his tune, because originally he was going to do 4 and 5, write them, and someone else would direct them.
So do you think that the shtick is with this that
I don't think they go past 3?
That he actually has a story for 4 and 5?
He said he does.
He sold it to 5, and then realized that the story doesn't last that long, as he was shooting the 2 and 3.
He basically said he could end it with 3, and if the reception is good,
to me that sounds
he'll
like
do 4 and 5.
But to me, that sounds like something I would say to somebody if I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do 5 of these, or I'll do 4 more of these," and then like I get through 2, as I'm shooting 3, I'm like, "Oh shit, the story wraps up at 3. Yeah. I can wrap the story up at 3 and not have to do 4 and 5."
I think it's almost a backpedal of saying,
yes.
You know what? People aren't that interested in Avatar anymore.
I don't think people as interested as I am.
Yes, that's what I think. That's honestly what I think. I think he realizes he is more into his own shit than we are.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think he realizes the excitement around Avatar is from a niche few. I don't think it's going to be as big as he thinks.
I think you'll get the people that are going to go for the spectacle of it.
Yes, of course.
For like the scene, the view of it, and it's the ride in Disney World is one of the longest waits. Is for just that ride where you'd fly through like Soarin'. You sit on the back of a Banshee and fly around the world of Avatar.
Yeah,
and just see the.
I'm sure the ride is amazing.
So I'm assuming 90% of the people going to see this are going for just the visuals, and just to see what crazy things he came up with.
Yes,
because the trailer alone shows visuals that are like, wow. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's visuals in the trailer that's like, wow, that's pretty cool that they put that out there. They did that on a computer somewhere, that they were able to come up with that.
Yeah, but without a story,
with 3D and everything and all the craziness.
I think word of mouth has to be good. I think a lot of people, I think the first weekend will do very well. The word of mouth and reviews have to be very good.
Yeah.
And I think that will drive the legs of the movie.
Yeah.
But if the reviews come out and say it's okay, and the word of mouth is just kind of like, well, it's the first movie.
Yeah.
We could have a Hangover 2 situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. I mean, I have no plans of seeing this movie. I could care less. But
I don't either. I mean, it'll end up on Disney Plus, and I'll watch it then, possibly, if there's nothing else to watch and I'm bored. And
I watched the original on HBO. I'll watch the sequel. I'll watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that.
There's nothing pulling me towards watching a live action Fern Gully again.
Right, totally. Let's move on. We got 3 trailers. Let's talk about the one.
You say 3, I say more.
Well, we got to wrap up the show eventually, Mark. But let's talk about the big 3 that dropped. Indiana Jones 5.
Yes.
The Dial of Destiny.
Yes.
I watched it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Allison and myself were like, "Oh, we've been talking about rewatching all the Indiana Jones movies for years now."
Which you should do yearly.
Well, we're thinking we're probably going to watch the Indiana Jones movies before this one. Even though she's never seen Crystal Skull and Crystal Skull.
You don't have to. You can skip that one.
Yeah.
Just do the first 3.
So we are going to see it. But I have to tell you, to be honest with you, this trailer did nothing for me. I really felt nothing.
Oh man, I got all the feels. I
got nothing. I felt dead inside. I think Crystal Skull broke me. I don't know. I Mark, I watch it so many times and I'm like, I feel nothing. I don't know what to do, but it did nothing for me. I will say this. I'll say
I think that the one thing about it is I want to see what the story more of the story type trailer as opposed to just this, like just showing like the de-aging stuff looks very cool.
I will say that the de-aging of Harrison Ford looked really good.
Going off the name of the film and kind of what they hinted at in the trailer, if it's what I think it is, it could be a very fun movie.
Well, there's supposed to be flashbacks. So you have old Indy.
Well, I think the Dial of Destiny. I'm thinking the Dial of Destiny thing is that they're searching for the Dial of Destiny, of course. And that
what is the Dial of Destiny?
Well, I think if I just from what I've seen so far, no other knowledge or any inside information that I've read anywhere, I'm thinking that they might be doing a thing where the dial turns back time and you like quantum leap back into yourself.
I don't know.
Could, like, and like someone Nazi or somebody's using this could set back in the time of the Nazis again, which is awesome. First off.
Well, yeah, you can't. I mean, like Indiana Jones is so far back. They can't. He's not going to be in present time because he's going to be old. He'd be super old.
Dead. He'd be dead.
Yeah.
Realistically, he'd be dead. But if they're doing the thing of like he has to solve or has to find himself or fight Nazis throughout time, and it goes through all these things, and you go back and see like old Indy, young Indy fighting these different villains and things. I'm interested in that. I'm into it. And I also think this might be the way that they're gonna like pass the torch.
I don't know if they're gonna pass. They tried to pass the torch in the last movie. It didn't work.
I think they would need to. Like I've heard things and I've thought this myself. I think you could just James Bond it and just cast somebody else as Indiana Jones and just keep going. Like not even saying there's anything going on. You don't have to like redo an origin story or anything.
They already announced
keep going with Indiana Jones.
There's going to be an Indiana Jones show on Disney Plus. So if they do that, they can make they can go back to
what's her face is supposedly going to be in that.
Well, she plays she's going to be playing his niece.
Yeah.
Or something of that nature. Granddaughter or something.
Granddaughter or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to see it. The trailer did nothing for me. I don't know why.
You're jaded. That's what it is.
I am jaded because I thought the last movie was horrible. And
it was horrible. I think I think you need to kind of go into it and just fixing the rights that once went wrong. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm hoping.
Gonna do.
This movie could be good, or
it definitely felt more like the original than it did the fourth one.
I know. I just don't want.
And just the fact there's no Shia LaBeouf already like boosts its popular, like its chances of me seeing it at least by 60%. So
yeah, I was Mark. I will never forget. Right?
Oh God, you said that out loud.
I did
on video. Wow, this took a turn.
It did. So I was so excited for Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
I don't know if I can keep doing the show anymore.
Oh, stop! It was a joke. So I was.
There's not something to joke about, Brian. Jeez.
My title.
Apologize.
To who?
Anybody who was offended by that.
All right. Hashtag cancel me. All right. So I was so excited for Crystal Skull.
Who had Brian getting canceled before I did in the pool?
So I was so excited for Crystal Skull. I remember seeing opening weekend. I walked out of that movie trying to convince myself what I saw was good. It was almost like after seeing episode 1 of Star Wars.
Yeah.
In retrospect, I was trying to convince myself what I saw was good. And I can look back now, and I've watched episode 1 a million times. It's not a very good movie. I like it for certain parts and nostalgia reasons, but I can admit to myself it's not very good. Crystal Skull, I can say easily it wasn't a great movie. I liked it because Indiana Jones was in it, and of course I wanted to see him back on the big screen.
Yes.
But it was just so disappointing. So yeah, I hope this is good, but it's got to prove to me. I can't just go up buy a trailer anymore. I have to go see it and be proven that it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just hard for me to get excited for it right now. Maybe another trailer comes out and it wows me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm gonna wait and see if there's more trailers. There's gonna be more, and hopefully those, unlike the Avatar ones, actually tell what the story is a little bit more.
Yeah,
you actually have an idea what you're going into, as opposed to just a bunch of video thrown together.
It was a teaser. I mean, Indiana Jones was a teaser.
The teaser was more of a thing to be like, hey, look, it's going to be...
It's coming in May. It's coming out in May.
Coming in May, and it's looks different than the other one. So,
yeah.
Enjoy.
Let's hope it's good.
Yeah.
And then this trailer actually did the opposite. I got emotional with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for me. I was getting choked up. Let
me tell you, it came out literally the day after I watched the holiday special. And the holiday special has a lot of feels in it.
Wait, what holiday special you speak of?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's got a lot of parent feels in it.
Oh, okay.
It's a year of parent feels for me.
Yeah.
So right after seeing that, and then going into which I'm going to warn you about ahead of time, the holiday special has feels. So it's letting you know.
All right.
So I know who you're watching it with. So just letting you know now. So the trailer comes out the day after I watched it.
Yeah.
The holiday special. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me, you jerks? I was like, the music,
yeah,
and the story telling, and some of the visuals that you see, if you're paying attention to the whole screen of what's going on, if they're telling what I think they're telling, you thought Wakanda Forever was a tough one. This one's going to be even tougher.
This is the final ride.
Killing everybody.
Well, they could be. This is the last one for James Gunn. This is the last one for Guardians of the Galaxy. We could see them show up later on for movies, but this is the end of the trilogy. Yeah. I know.
I think some people are going to die.
Rocket Raccoon, we're supposed to learn about his past, which is very tough. They kind of show that potentially they kind of made me feel like he could be dying. Or just like saying F it, and this is the way it's going to go out. Yeah. I am very excited for Guardians. It's one of my favorite series. It's one of my favorite casts in the whole MCU. I love these characters.
We got our first look at Adam Warlock.
Yeah, look good.
Which, based off of the end of the second movie, could be your main villain, I'm assuming.
Yes, I think so.
And the Guardians are fighting him because that's what he was told to do.
Right.
And it could be that all that stuff that they're hinting at in the trailer is the mid part of the movie when they've been beat down and defeated by Adam Warlock, and then they do the whole band together, go back, find Gamora, and go after Adam Warlock.
Yeah, but I am pumped for.
I have a feeling that the ending of the movie, we'll talk about it more as we get closer, but I think that there's going to be the thing of Adam Warlock starts out as the big bad, then by the end of the movie, teams up with them.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Generally, you have to play the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, Mark. It is so good, and Adam Warlock is part of that. And The game borrows a lot from the movies, from the comics, and they do such a great job. It's such an awesome game. If you have an Xbox, highly recommend. It's a very awesome game.
Yeah, maybe during the week of Christmas I'll have time.
Yeah, it's actually a game I might replay. Like, it's one of those games I feel like I would want to go back to.
I mean, I'll admit my Xbox has been turned off for so long at this point. I don't even know if it turns back on. So I haven't played a video game in forever.
Well, there you go. But yeah, Guardians trailer got me, pulled the heartstrings. I'm excited to watch the Christmas special now. I am gonna miss. I want to rewatch one, which I've seen a bunch of times.
It's on all the time.
2, I've only watched twice. I want to rewatch it again. Even though 2 had its problems, I still loved it. Like,
I would suggest, if you're wanting to watch 2, watch it before you see the holiday special.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Well, I know the holiday special is going to have some references to all that. I have to admit.
There's also a big reveal in the holiday special that you would catch on to more if you watch the second movie.
All right. Well, I might just do a rewatch of just Guardians movies.
Or remember the second movie.
Yeah. So
that was my thing at first. I was like, oh yes, okay. Now I'm with it. It's like, what happened in that second movie? I remember the ego thing, and it wasn't great. And I wasn't really into it. But
yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like the ego thing was just a little too overdone.
Well, it was a way to horn in other characters, and I don't know. It just was very. I don't know. It was weird. It had some awesome moments, but the ego thing was my least favorite part. Yeah.
But the movie, despite its flaws, I still love the character, so I still enjoyed it. But yes, the ego thing wasn't. It just was a little bloated, I thought.
Yes.
But I mean, you know what? It's a Marvel movie. Sometimes you're gonna get that. We know we've been watching these movies for how long now?
Oh wow.
So those were the 2 big trailers. But there was
for you the 2 big trailers.
Okay, well, what's the third one? You explain the third one.
So, Universal is producing and launched a new Transformers world without Michael Bay.
Yes, I saw.
We've seen this in Bumblebee without Michael Bay. And they are now doing a new movie, which came out of nowhere, which I had no idea they were doing.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. You're right.
Yeah, they just announced this movie and put a trailer out for it, and it's coming out in June. Transformers, Rise of the Beasts. They're doing Beast Wars.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite cartoons. The way they shot it was all 3D digital technology version of the Transformers. But they're doing it in effect that Beast Wars is happening at the same time as the Transformers are happening. And in the trailer, you see Transformers that you've never seen before that were from the original story, from the movie.
Yeah.
RC is in the trailer, who was never in any of the other movies. I think Jazz, the Porsche that multiplies, is in the trailer. There's some other ones. There's supposedly other Transformers that we haven't seen yet. But it looks like it's going to be the Transformers we wanted.
Are you
did the live action?
Are you jazzed for this?
I am jazzed. I'm jazzed.
I've only seen the first Transformers movie.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Which this,
I believe, is what I would have at least wanted to see part of in the original Transformers movie. The transforming of the Transformers isn't as overly done. Like the look of them when they're transformed looks more like the toys.
Right.
Than it does the robot-y Michael Bay overly robotic looking.
Over the top. Yeah.
Yes. These look more to what we remember the Transformers looking like. Like when Optimus transforms, he looks like Optimus Prime from the comic and the cartoon.
Gotcha.
Bumblebee is not a bug; it's still a Camaro because you can't, switch too many things around.
Right.
But it looks like they're going to do more of that stuff. And I mean, it's only the first trailer, but there's a lot more to come from it. So I'm excited to see more of what this could be. Because if it's got the original like characters in it, I'm going to be more apt to see it than I would be the other craptastic Transformers that happened.
Well, if you're excited, Mark, I'm excited for you.
Because I love Transformers. Transformers were the best when I was growing up.
Yeah, I like Transformers.
When the Transformers movie came out, it was amazing. And then
it was
the original cartoon movie I'm talking about.
Oh, well, yes. The cartoon movie was amazing.
Yes.
Nothing can top that.
No. So when they said they were going to do a live action version of it, I was all for it because I'm like, I love Transformers. And then I sat through the first one. I enjoyed it with the Transformers part of it. The story and all that was terrible. I didn't really care for it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I sat through the second one, hoping it would get better. And it didn't. And then I went back again for the third one. And I started to feel like I was going to DC movies. And they kept getting worse. So I stopped watching them. And then I think 2 or 3 more happened.
I don't know.
I can tell you. It's like they turned, I know in one of them, they turned Optimus Prime bad and the whole thing. And
I haven't seen any of them past that first one, which we saw together in the theater.
Yeah. So, but besides the movies, Brian, we have 3 TV trailers that came out that we'll go through really quickly.
Yes. What were they?
The Last of Us trailer came out.
Yes. I got the chills watching this. I am so excited. This is my show for January. I am pumped. I watched the trailer every time it's on. I've watched it numerous times on YouTube, and every time it's an ad in a movie, I watch it.
Yeah.
I am so. It looks so freaking good.
Here's my thought on this show.
What?
Are you planning on actually watching it when it comes out?
Yeah, I'm watching it week to week.
Okay. So here's how we're going to do this. You've played all the Last of Us games.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them, right?
Yes.
So you know everything that's going on, basically.
No. They've already said Neil Druckmann, the guy who wrote and directed the game.
Well, you know, like the rough idea of the story.
He said they've already changed some characters. He said it's the same story, but major beats are going to be changed for the
I mean, like, like the origin,
like the boys. Yes, like the boys.
Yeah, all that.
I know the original, I know the source material.
Source material, yes.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, because it's a PlayStation only game, correct?
Yes.
Never played the game. Have no clue what the story is.
Yes.
Have no prior knowledge going into this. So I'm thinking that's how we're going to do the show.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it too, but I'm going to go in knowing nothing. Besides the little bits I've gleaned from just common knowledge of Last of Us from talking to you guys and hearing you and the guys talk about it at different times.
I think I'm the only one who's played it.
Well, I mean, it's come up in pop culture a lot too.
Yeah,
so it's there's been multiple, references to it in different places. So I'm going into it that way. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how each of us feel about the show.
As of right now, they've won me over both trailers.
Well, I know, but it'd be interesting to see how you think about each episode and knowing the story beats and different things.
Yeah.
And a changing of with Walking Dead, they change characters and different things and like that.
Right.
And me not knowing anything and just going to it cold and experience it for the first time.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm watching it week to week. I'm 100% going to be watching it. If it's on HBO on a Sunday night, I will be watching it Sunday night. I am so excited for this show. It's probably one of the biggest shows for me next year. Yes.
Yeah.
And we're only a month away. It's January.
Yeah, January 15th.
Yeah. We're a little over a month away.
Yeah.
So I am pumped. Yes, that was a huge trailer that dropped by surprise. I saw it on YouTube and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
What were the other ones? I feel like I'm going to know them.
On Christmas Day, Netflix is releasing The Witcher Blood Origin.
I'm behind in The Witcher, so I don't know if I'm going to be watching it.
I don't know anything about this. I didn't see the trailer for it, but I know it came out.
I guess I could watch it because it's going to be a whole new story. So
yes, I don't know if it's a show or
it's a show. It's a side. It's a
side story, like a spin-off thing.
A spin-off. It's a spin-off. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then for the older folks that are into this, and Matt Ryan, I'm assuming, is excited about this. I'm only excited because the people that are in it as the two main characters. 1923, a Yellowstone prequel starring Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. And this comes out December 18th. It starts. So like 2 weeks away.
I won't be watching it, but there's a lot of folks who love those shows.
I'm interested because it's Harrison Ford in a Western. That was one of the selling points for me for Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, the movie was so bad.
It was, but Harrison Ford in a Western was really good.
That's another movie I was excited for when it came out, and I was like,
based off a comic book, and it was terrible compared to the comic book.
It was horrible.
Which goes back to Mythic Quest, which we talked about at the beginning of this whole thing. Movies based off of pop culture stuff.
But they've gotten better. I mean, I think
yes, they have. Yeah,
they have broken formula when it comes to comic books, and I think basing movies off games now, I would say with Sonic, they have started to be better. And I think The Last of Us is going to be that game itself lends itself to be a show. It's presented in a way that it feels like you're playing a show. So I feel like we are now getting to the point where shows or movies based off of games are actually breaking the mold. So I kind of feel like we're getting there now, finally, where you could see we're getting a Fallout show on Amazon. We're getting The Last of Us on HBO. We're having all these other. Sonic has actually become popular. Sonic 1 and 2. You just have more games being brought into TV shows now, and I think we're finally getting there where they're good. But I mean, 10 years ago they weren't good. Generally, they were never good.
No, they were all bad.
I mean, I love the Resident Evil series, but I'll admit
they were awful.
Good. They weren't good, but I liked them. But they weren't good.
Yeah. And just a side thing, I know you probably have seen the trailer for it. I don't know if you have yet.
What?
It's a movie. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yes, I do want to see that. I saw the trailer. Oh, Cocaine
Bear.
Bear.
With a meat one. Cocaine Bear, another one.
Cocaine Bear looks awesome.
Directed by Elizabeth Banks, of all people.
It's based on a true story. Obviously,
based on a true story. Not anywhere near what the true story is.
Right,
but
right.
Loosely based off true events.
I want to go to the theater and see that one. That might be a theater movie for me.
Yeah. And then I guess there's another one. I saw the thing for The Mean One, a Grinch horror movie.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a joke or real.
No, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
The Jim Carrey Grinch, it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's a horror movie parody.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks like pretty bad.
And the one show that I will be watching the moment it drops, Letterkenny season 11.
Yes, we already talked about that, so I didn't bring that up.
I know, but still, I
know you're excited.
I'm excited for Letterkenny. Speaking of Letterkenny, I gotta watch the Christmas episode. Gave you that.
I'm so glad I was able to share that with you and get you addicted to that.
I shared that with you.
I could have swore it was the other way around.
No, go back. I go, hey, you watch the show Letterkenny, and you're like,
I'd heard about it. Oh, that's right. I heard about it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
And then you watched it, and you're like, "Oh my god, the show's amazing!" And I told you about it.
Yes. To be fair. As long as both found it and enjoy it, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I'm excited. I want to watch the Christmas episode again. It's such a good episode. The Letterkenny. I think if anybody wants to get into that show, if you watch the Christmas episode, it's a perfect episode to get yourself into it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, or just watch it from the beginning and just enjoy every bit of it. And if you don't like it, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, and Shorzy, of course. I can't wait.
But that's like you have to at least be into hockey a tiny bit to get that.
Oh, Shorzy, so
get it more if you're into hockey. I'll tell you that, because you know how hockey players act, and that definitely is all inclusive. And
there's real hockey players in it.
And there's real hockey players in it too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mark. We should wrap this show up in a bow.
We should. Because it is the holiday season.
We haven't been going long enough.
We had a lot to get through though, because we missed a whole week. But we'll be back next.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. Tuesday.
What we'll be talking about, but we'll figure it out. We'll find out and we'll let you know.
Actually, next week, we will be talking about this one trailer that will be dropping on the day we're recording. Is the new Spider-Man in the multiverse.
Oh, Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse will be dropping their trailer next
Did you see they released a poster for it?
Yes.
And it's Gwen Stacy and Miles
Morales hanging upside down.
Yes.
I am pumped. I love that first movie. That movie.
Oh my gosh. The first movie was amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that trailer. It'll be dropping the day we're recording. So
all right. Well, hopefully it drops in the time for us to watch it, and
don't drop it first thing in the morning. You know they will.
You think that, but then it usually works out where we record, and then as soon as we get done recording and we press stop, it magically comes out.
No. All right. We'll be back next week for another Geekonomics.
Yes. And as always, be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind. # don't cancel me. It was only a joke. Goodbye.